Welcome to Around Town, featuring what's happening here in the greater Concord area. I'm your host, Dick Patten. It's a pleasure to be coming to you from our studios here at Immaculate Heart of Mary Church on Loudon Road. And today I'm pleased to have as my guest Matt Cashman. And Matt, of course, has been on before many times, and it's good to see you back again. And,
Thank you, Dick. Thank you for having me.
Kids are getting ready for winter vacation.
They are. Starts on Monday.
It doesn't seem possible, does it, though?
This year has flown by.
I know. It seems like, I mean, I still say I can't believe the holidays are gone.
I know.
And of course, unfortunately, my banners are still out there on Loudon Road, but the city says they'll take them down, get them down eventually. I said, well, I hope so. With Easter coming, it doesn't look foolish with Merry Christmas and
that's true.
Easter's here, but there's nothing I can do. But anyway, yeah, I mean the school year is flying.
It really has.
For some ways, but yet when I went to school, of course, it was different back those days because, take like President's Day. We didn't have that then.
Right.
We had Washington's birthday, which was the fourth Monday of the month, or
yeah,
did it alternate? I can't remember when his birthday was. But
right.
But they never combined Lincoln's birthday with that.
That's right.
Yeah, that was never even a holiday. It was just a day on the calendar. But I can remember February. We used to have some darn good snowstorms, boy.
We haven't had it this year.
No,
it's been
I know it.
Utility-wise, it's been a good year for us. We haven't used as much heat as we normally do. Our plowing and salt and sand budget has been lower than in previous years.
Oh, I bet. Yeah,
it's been good.
And have you had maybe one I can think of, maybe any cancellation of school days?
Just this week. This week was our first cancellation. It started out
as a delay. I remember that.
As a delay, a 2-hour delay, and then the weather was really turning, and a lot of districts around us were canceling for the day. So.
Yes, when I saw Brady cancel and Bow.
That's true.
And then Hopkins, Pittsfield or Pembroke, I thought, Concord hasn't done nothing yet. But
well, we try to be on the same page with everybody. I know the superintendent, who is a new superintendent for us, Terry Forston, who came from Laconia.
That's right too. That's right.
She's in good communication with the local school districts, and as they see a storm develop, and turn on any channel on the news, and they're talking about the storms coming our way.
Yeah,
they all talk about it, and then more or less try to be on the same page and make a plan together.
I still can't believe that we're not going to get one darn good major snowstorm.
That's
yet.
right.
I can't believe it. I really can't. I mean, it wouldn't be right if we didn't get one good storm yet. But I don't know.
I was talking to some people at work today, and I think it was back in 1997. We had, spring was starting to hit, and around mid-April, remember we had a huge snowstorm, a couple feet of snow. It just, so I'm holding out with you. I think we'll get one or two before it's all over. But the year is going fast.
Well, February used to be a major month for snowstorms. Boy, December and February and March.
Those were just constant snow.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah, and we've got little snow stuff coming this weekend again, and the next week too. But I can't believe the kids time's flying again.
It really is.
What's going on with the school district this year? Enrollment down? Or are we holding a little bit steady?
Over the years, it's been steadily declining.
Yes.
But now it's about holding steady. We're just under 1,000 at the middle school right now. And we're about 1,750 at the high school.
Wow.
So in prior years, compared to say 10 years ago, those numbers are down.
Really?
But we're starting. It's hard to predict, but we're starting to see it more or less settle out a little bit. And
their graduation scheduled for what? June.
I want to say the 16th, provided we don't have any snow days. Yeah. Everything's on track for that. Gene Connolly, Principal Connolly, I'm sure you know, he's announced his retirement.
Yeah.
So, and just this week we school board nominated Tom Sicca, who's a Runlet Middle School principal, who's going to be the new principal of Concord High.
Who is that? Tom
Sicca.
Never heard of him.
He's been with the district for about 15 years or so. he started at the high school as an assistant principal.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And then about 5 years ago, he went to Runlet Middle School as principal.
Huh, for goodness sakes.
And then after Gene had announced his retirement, Tom, amongst others, applied for the position. And
well, we had him. Of course, he was the Grand Marshal this year in the Christmas parade back in November.
Right. That's right.
So we thought, I've got another surprise coming for him.
Good.
Eventually in April, but it just doesn't. We were talking about teachers that were still alive in elementary schools, and then I said, "Geez, junior high. I think most of mine are. There's a few of them still left, but not many of them.
Sure.
High school, I really can't remember. I know there's a couple of them still running around, but other than that,
we'll have to get you. There's a good alumni network for Concord, and there's been a lot of work done on the historical, the yearbooks, and Betty Hoadley, I think, has been involved. And, so if you call the district office, we can put you in touch with, your classmates, if you lost track of some.
Well, we have a page on Facebook.
Oh, you do? Okay. So,
in fact, there's 2 pages on there.
Okay.
And because for some reason, the class of 70, we've had quite a few who passed away.
You have?
Yeah, and it's very strange, and to me it is, to see that many. Well, I think we've been counting over the years, and I think we've lost about a good 30 to 40 of them at least. Maybe there's more than that, but yeah, and to most of them it's been cancer related.
Oh wow!
So it's been odd how it's happened. But yet, of course, some of these were smokers back in the junior high days.
It was popular back then.
Oh yes, it was, and so it's been. We a lot of them keep track of it because our class was supposed to have a reunion last year, didn't, and so I don't know. There just doesn't seem to be that class officers to organize it. I've offered to do one, but all I get is, well, good luck on
it. Yeah, that doesn't sound too helpful.
I mean, the last one that I was going to go to, I had never been to one, and but I had agreed to go to this one. It was back in the it must have been the 2000. Maybe 2000.
Okay.
May have been that one, and the amount of money they were asking, it was at the Concord Country Club, I think, was a bit steep. And it was mostly for hors d'oeuvres and that stuff.
Oh, sure.
And I think they wanted $50 a piece or whatever to go.
Wow, that's expensive.
And I was going to go, but they sent the money back so that they'd canceled it. None of it signed up. Well, that's a hefty amount,
Yeah, that is. Try the school district.
Jim Macris over at Macris's Lobster Steakhouse, they organized a impromptu reunion of the class of 69, 70, and 71.
Oh, wow.
And they maybe got 25, 30 people there.
Wow.
But I went, and I had to say I did have a good time. I saw some people there that in school wouldn't give you the time of day, but they were very sociable, and it was nice to talk to them. And I've seen some more lately, and I said, gee, it's so nice because when I went to school, you wouldn't give me the time of day.
Right.
And they get embarrassed there, but I don't care. I get tired of this whole excuse. Well, we were kids back then. Well, maybe, but still anyway. But so I don't know. You don't hear much. Like the old classes are always having reunions, but you notice these other classes, these newer ones, they don't seem to go for that.
They don't do that. Yeah,
but
that's too bad.
So how are all the new buildings holding up at the school?
They're doing well. They're doing really well. We get a lot of visitors from out of state and other districts from across the country. We had a group from Texas come up that found us on the web, and they're looking to build similar elementary schools, and so they came up and toured, and they've been really holding out very well. We've been able to expand our wireless capabilities into the broken ground of Beaver Meadow and into the middle school and high school. So
well, I'm gonna tell you something. Of course, the Grange is in the process of getting the third grade dictionaries out again this year. This will be the 10th year that we've donated new dictionaries to the third grade classes of the school. Well, we got a nice letter from one school this year stating that they appreciated the Granger's efforts, and but they really felt that the dictionaries were not needed anymore. That every school kid gets an iPad, so they felt that they weren't. Why waste the money? So if we wanted to still do something, they would like to have magazines donated for their subscriptions for their library.
Sure.
Well, I went and called the rest of the schools. I said, "Gee, if they're all feeling that way, that's a lot of money that we spend on those dictionaries."
It is. It's appreciated too.
And and so they all said, "No, we want those dictionaries. The kids love them, and we want them."
Sure.
So, so we did. So that one school will get several magazines, subscriptions to them, and the other schools will get the library. The dictionaries.
Well, that's a very nice donation that you folks do for
we
us.
We have to raise about $1,000 every year for that.
Wow.
Because those dictionaries have gone up every year, but the kids love them because they have everything in there from all the words, and then they have all the state capitals, states themselves, and then everything that the state has, like largest city, capital city, state bird, state whatever, a tree, flower, you name it, vegetable, they're all in there. And presidents, they have those in there. They have it's a very, and then on the very back page is the world's longest word. Don't ask me how he could ever pronounce such a thing. All I can think of is that song that they had back years ago in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. What was it? The Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah.
Was that the word?
Yeah. Well, no, that's not the word, but that's what I was thinking of. Was it Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Of course, Ian sings that, don't you, Ian?
Absolutely.
You heard that one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be on later tonight.
Yes, he will. He'll be on there singing. But so the kids love them, and so
they do.
I called Mr. P. That's what they call him up there at Beaver Meadow, and he said, "No, we definitely want them." So
great.
He's such a nice
Mr. Pike. He's a great guy.
Mr.
He
P.
really is.
And there's Mr. Z.
Yes, over at Abbott
Downing. But
we've got some good folks in the school district. Some really remarkable teachers. It's exciting for me to go into the schools. I'm dealing with mechanical systems and bricks and mortar, but it's nice to go into the schools and talk to some of the teachers or see them in action, and they're really interactive. I'm very impressed with a lot of the folks. They can really, they remind me when I go through, I wish I had teachers like that. They're just very involved. They're very very personable. They're great with the kids, and they're really teaching them outstanding information. So
it seems like the teachers have changed over the years from what we used to have. I mean, when you used to have a substitute teacher, it was always a retired teacher and somebody who was probably in their 80s, 70s. Nothing against them.
No, you're right.
But it was like, boy, it's like they're much older. But today, I don't know what they do for subs now. But
we have a sub pool. So if teachers are out there, a lot of these subs, they've already been through our system, so they're checked out and qualified. They obviously have teaching backgrounds of some sort, so they seem to be a lot of the same faces that float around to our different elementaries or high school and middle school, and they're a good group of folks as well, so we're thankful to have them.
But usually when we used to get a substitute, we would never do anything. They'd always say this is the day just for like a study hall or whatever.
True.
And they would never teach anything.
Well, teachers today, they have their curriculums and they have their days planned out. So if they are out, that is available for the substitute to follow for the class. So.
Well, that's good though. But
it is.
But no, the school days and things they just don't seem to change too much from what it was when I went to school. But do you think, we've talked about this, I know, over the years, but is Concord High basically at max now, or do you think in time that they will build another high school on the east side, or is that
Well,
now out of the plans?
in the near horizon, I don't see that.
Yeah.
We were saying there's 1,750
Yeah.
some odd students. We've been over 2,000 students.
I was thinking there were, yeah.
Capacity-wise, the building itself could handle more than what it has right now.
Mm.
When we were doing the elementaries, one of the tricky parts was, where is there available land?
I know.
And there really isn't in Concord.
Well, I thought the school district owned a lot of more land up there off where Beaver Meadow and not Beaver Meadow, where Broken Ground and Millbrook are.
We do. We own with those two schools, Millbrook, that's merged, with a firewall to Broken Ground, and we have a maintenance building out there. We have approximately 72, 73 acres of land that includes those two schools on there. So there is a little bit of room, but you have to really look at the impact on the community. And, I know that I had heard the same things, that there were talks about a middle school at one time, maybe two middle schools.
Yes, I heard that too.
Over in that direction. But, they were ideas, and they never really came to fruition, as you know. But when we were looking at Dame and Eastman, to consolidate into one, that's where we took advantage of the land that we had out there at Broken Ground, and we're able to put that 64,000 square
Yes,
foot
I
building
still
on.
miss Dame School.
Still here.
It's there, thank goodness, but
Right.
The fact that it's not a working school, but now it's just and they've got. I still wish we could have a historical society there, at least one room.
Right.
But in order to have it, the city will charge you for it, which I think is terrible.
Okay.
But it would be nice to preserve the history of one room at least, back in the days of what it was like back, then the chalkboard, the
Sure.
desk,
Sure. Well, I think, with when we were in there, a lot of the original, the walls and there's some rooms, I believe, where we had slate chalkboards, and we put, we've moved and moved on to whiteboards and interactive type teaching tools like that. But, behind all of that is still the chalkboard. So you really do you can capture the history of what, was there when Dame was.
Well, what's funny is that the doors to the rooms are still
Still the same ones.
Still the exact same doors
Right.
when I was there in 1957.
That's right.
Yeah, that's because I was talking with a classmate. She lives over here in the Heights, and we were talking about Dame School, and I said, "Do you realize?" She hadn't been there since we'd left. She'd left. We left it. I said, "Do you realize the doors are still the same doors with those numbers
Right.
when we were there?"
It's
She
nice.
couldn't get over it.
It is.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a fun building to go through for that reason alone. I think those numbers were actually painted on.
Yeah.
Scripted paint, and no, it's nice. I think the city's gonna, make that into a community center, and
Well, I hope
there's
that when they do, that they use their, say smarts, but what they had drawn up before was a multi-million, and I don't think we can afford that. I mean, it's nice to have one.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but I think the grand scale of what they were doing was really. I mean, it's nice to have all these things, but like anything else, can we afford it?
yeah. Well, they've got a good group of folks in the city, and they're smart. We work with them really well, and they're coming up with continual ideas. The city uses their park and rec in our gym spaces. The school's able to use Memorial Field and Everett Arena, so we have a good rapport and relation. I'm sure they're going to do something nice with Dame School.
I was trying to set my clock here, but I guess I upset his I upset my director's Apple Card here, but oh well, I don't know where I'm at, but that's okay. You'll tell me. Eastman School though is still very vacant, isn't it?
No, actually, about 18 months now, we've had Girls Inc.
I know they're over there.
So what we also did is we opened up. So you're familiar with you walk into the front of the school. Used to be the office, and on the left was the library. And well, we've opened that up to use for professional development. We probably have 8 to 10 professional development days per school year where, we hold teacher seminars and those kinds of things. So we use that part of Eastman for those kinds of things. And then in the back of every single day and throughout the summer as well, Girls Inc., and they've been excellent.
Well, that's good. You like to see at least having them kept busy over there. The
community's been easy to work with over there too. They're very happy to see Girls Inc., which is a very thriving program, doing really well over there. So, and that's a nice old building as well. So we use the downstairs a little bit for storage, but we would like to kind of clean that out a little bit and open it up to any facility rental, any people want to rent space, for an event or something like that. We could accommodate that. So,
yeah, rent space, right?
Which we do a lot.
Yes. Last week when we had some event in Concord, I noticed somebody was renting. I assume they were renting the Concord High School gymnasium for their big rally there.
That would be the Bernie Sanders, yes. And we've had just about every political candidate come up and rent from both parties. The good thing is we do the contract with them and we make them pay up front. So no one has skipped out on paying, and it's worked out really well.
You're very lucky because the Christmas parade this last year, when we've had these big candidates or election years coming up, we've always normally there's no entry fee for nonprofits, but when we have politicians like that, we've always had a fee because it's a nonprofit parade. I mean, we're lucky if we even make the expenses.
Sure.
Well, the Sanders group were told that they had to pay to have that big bus in there. Oh, no problem, Mr. Patten. We'll have a check for you. As of this day, we've never received a check from them.
Wow.
So we got stuck. Wow. We did. But anyway, no, I saw that and I thought, well.
No, we really like to, when it comes to building rental, we like to get the money up front.
Well, they should.
Because, we don't want to be left out in the dark afterwards. So.
Yeah. Then graduation coming up, and
we do.
Still at Memorial Field. And
with good weather, it will be on, I've been with the district 8 years, and that we've always had our graduation outside. But we always have the ability to go inside the gymnasium.
But I don't understand, Matt, and I've said this for years. Why can't they use the Everett Arena for the graduation?
I don't know.
It's a city facility.
Well, true. I don't know that we can't. I don't know that we ever broached that topic. The high school gym, I think for proximity and ease for people, we are always watching the Weather Channel to see what that Saturday weather is going to bring.
Yeah, but they're only allowed only 2 guests in the high school gym, or at the arena. Seems like you could get more in there. But
we fit. Well, you saw the Bernie Sanders thing. We had we can fit well over 1,000 people in the gym.
Yeah.
And we have in previous years configured it as such, but I think because Memorial Field is easy walking distance to the Concord High Gym, I think that's why it makes a lot of sense.
And you never used the bandwagon down there. We used to have the bandwagon.
Remember we talked about that.
I know. Yeah. I don't know. Why did they ever stop?
I don't know. It might be something we should think about bringing back.
Because the dignitaries always sat in that bandwagon.
Yeah.
And we would walk up there and then get our diplomas.
That's kind of neat.
Down because I was shocked when I went to a graduation in that one year back in 97. 96, 97 for my kids that we were hosting, exchange students. Where's the bandwagon? And there was nothing there.
Maybe I don't know. But I like tradition. It would be nice to bring something like that back.
Well, I would think it would be nice, especially when it's so hot, because it is. It can be blasted hot in that field.
I've sat on the stage several times, and it is. You have sweat dripping down, and all you're doing is sitting there. So.
How many years you been with this school district?
8 years.
Oh, really? That's all?
Yeah. Well,
Like you've been here a long time, I thought.
It feels like a long time, but but in a good way. I like it here. It's a good district, good people. As I said, working with the city, we cross a lot of our work together, and that's always worked out really well. It's a great place to work, and I enjoy it.
I know we're getting close to time, but are the charter schools taking a lot of students away from the public schools?
I don't know. I think that's still a little early to tell. You know, we still get a good steady crop of folks. You know, they come in bursts. You know, you'll see a first grade, which will be big, but you'll follow that all the way through, you know, grade 12. I think there's still a lot of people that really, myself included, you know, all three of my kids have gone through public schools. I think there's a lot of people that really still enjoy it. And again, to take a look inside and see what's really going on and see the teachers in action, I cannot say enough. I mean, we've got some highly talented, you know, teachers that can really relate and work well with our students. So.
And you got a good marching band, I know that. Because
tremendous. So yeah, and the wrestling team, they're doing great. Yeah. So overall, it's definitely a good program.
But I noticed though the expenses. It seems like the expenses though, the academics versus the drama club or the music or the sports. It's like that's where all your taxes are going. A lot of the tax money goes for that, you know. And you got to have equal. You can't have just one or the other.
True. Well, you know, athletics has booster clubs, so those clubs do a lot to raise money to pay for uniforms or equipment or, you know, things for you know, scholarships for kids that might not be able to afford the sports. So
I am so proud of my cousin because he graduates, I guess, this year. I thought it was next year, but from what I understand, and he was the only one chosen from the northern New England states to participate in this music festival in Nashville.
Wow!
In October.
Wow!
His name was Nathan Smith.
Okay.
And so proud of him.
I know
he is. He is.
He's a great kid.
He is. He is. He loves drama. He does singing here, boy. He
does. I think he's sang the national anthem several times.
He does. Yeah, he does. And
several years ago, we had a Veterans Day dedication, and Mr. Conley asked me to come up and speak, and so I did. But it was really Nate got up and sang the national anthem, and I had chills down my spine. It was.
Well, great. He's my second cousin, so
super kid.
He is. He's a real good kid, and he's hoping to go to college. He's applying, I know, to several of them.
I'm sure he'll get a scholarship to go anywhere he wants.
I hope so.
Very talented.
But no, it doesn't seem possible. Another school year, I won't say over yet. It's far from it. It's halfway over now. Don't they consider the February vacation halfway or something?
It's a little better than half. Yeah, because, you know, June's coming right up, and we have the vacation next week. So when we get back, it's March, April, May, June. So it definitely goes quick.
Well, you figure this will be my 40. Let's see, I graduated in 70, so it's 46 years.
46 years since.
Isn't that awful?
Time for a reunion, and let's talk about that bandwagon. Maybe we can see about getting that out.
Of course, Ian's the baby here. He was graduated in 2006?
97.
97? Really? Oh, I thought for some reason you were... Oh, okay. Oh, 1997 then. Wow.
Getting there.
Yeah. But it doesn't seem possible.
It doesn't.
Go back those days.
That's true. Time flies.
It does. Well, it's been good having you come on, Matt.
Well, it's always a pleasure. Right?
Always good. We'll have to get the new superintendent on.
I'm sure she's great.
Get Jack, and then get Jack Dunn on here again.
Sure.
Yeah, Jack, isn't it? Jack Dunn, right?
Jack Dunn. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He and I have both come on the show together. We've come separately.
Yeah.
We could definitely do that.
You and I have gone back and forth for many years. So.
We have. We definitely have.
Well, with that case, any questions about the schools, give Matt a call. With that in mind, we thank you for joining us on Around Town, and thank you to my super director there, Ian marks, and have a great day, great week, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon on Around Town.